and make a band. Once we put out, like, for the soundtrack for my graphic novel and for the Amazons, we put about 10 songs. And then we decided to make the band and name it the Angellics because it's connected to my NDE I had when I was a child, when I was 7.
NDE? What is that?
NDE is a near-death experience.
Oh, boy.
So I had basically died, and then I came back. Yeah.
Did you meet an angel? What happened?
And yes. Well, okay, this happened in the early 80s. Okay, and I was given some tasks to do, and I'm going to say this: my parents were good parents. They just weren't around at the time to watch me. Okay, it was normal back then.
Yeah.
And when you're that young, I was about 7 years old, you don't know the signs of heat stroke coming on. You don't recognize them. You don't understand what it is. I remember feeling very tired. It was a particularly hot day, so I laid down in the sun and my body continued to cook because I had a heat stroke coming on already, but it continued to cook and I passed. The next thing I remembered was waking up over my body, seeing myself, but in what people describe as their light bodies. So the best way I can describe it is the reverse of a black and white picture. You're made out of white light, but I was transparent. I could see through myself. And I immediately realized, okay, I guess I'm dead. Okay. Because I could see myself on the ground. Then I remember a tunnel forming above me with a white light at the end of it. And I immediately started traveling upward. I mean, I didn't have much of a choice. I just started floating up. When I got to the end of the tunnel, there was what I perceived to be an angel there to meet me. And he gave me a review of my life, of what had happened. But because I was so young, it was very quick. But at the same time, time seemed to happen differently there. It was almost instantaneous, in this, a snap of a finger almost. At least that's what it seemed like, And as soon as the life review was done, I was brought to a gate that I could perceive to be the gate of heaven, because I could see it was on the other side. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. But there was another angel there that stopped us. And then when I looked up to see him, I immediately had a feeling of deja vu, like I knew him, but I can't still to this day, I don't know who it is or why I felt that way. But I felt like I knew him for some reason. And then he said, your job isn't done. You have to go back. And then the next thing I remember is waking up back in my body, paramedics hovering over me and reviving me. And I'm trying to figure out what the heck is going on. So it was brief, but it was life-changing. Let's just say that. Yeah.
Dude. And it was so mind-blowing and stuck with you for so long that was that became the name of your band, the Angellics, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a tip of the hat to that angel that told me my job isn't done.
It's crazy. We had another guest on the show who also had a near-death experience, and she had a similar experience. It's crazy how so many people who had near-death experience, they relate this out-of-the-body looking down experience. So what do we make out of this? I mean, is it true? Because if we are all experiencing it, there's some fact to it, Like, what your opinion? Do you think it was do you think this really happened, or was like a trick of your brain?
There's a lot of books written about the subject, and there was one case that sticks in my mind that I read about. It was a person that had died in a hospital, and of course they were floating above their body looking down, but in such a position where they could see everything in the room. And someone had placed a sticker, I think it was like a Mystery Yuck sticker on the upside, the top side of a ceiling fan, and they could see it. But you can only see it from their position above. Looking down, you would never know it was there. So when they came back, they said, yeah, there's a sticker on the ceiling fan on the top of the blade. And when they went to go look, it was there. But they never were up in that position, so how would they know that?
Oh my God.
And then there's other cases where people when they were alive, they were blind, they're clinically blind their entire lives, so they never saw. Okay, but then during the NDE, they saw, and they came back with these descriptions. Like there was a young lady that had disabled friends, and one of her friends had a very distinctive limp through her walk. Okay, now a blind person could have never seen her walk. Okay, but when she came back and said what she had seen, oh yeah, she described her walk to T, and because she saw it, So there is something there. There's no doubt in my mind that we live after we pass. There's no doubt in my mind.
How much has your life changed after this experience? Did any of your habits changed?
My connections changed. Let's just say that. I mean, it's normal for people to come back with a lot of paranormal stuff happening, psychic stuff happening to them, and it happened to me too. Yeah. I was seeing things happen before they happened. I was seeing ghosts, both dark and light, and I became very much an empath. Like, if I even come close to anything malevolent or evil, I know it right away. So, and that's one thing that's been, as a guiding light to my entire life. If I come even close to anything that's seriously not in my best interest, I know it right away. Yeah.
Got it. Man, that's amazing. Like, I don't want to say you got superpowers, because I think that's not the right term for it. You just became more attuned to whatever is happening beyond our perception. And
we all have those powers. It's just that you haven't tapped into them yet.
I follow very closely all those UFO things and the craft retrievals, like claimed craft retrievals. And it's not like the Bigfoot or the monster from the Loch Ness. It's not like the rumors are declining. It's quite the opposite. They're going up. Like, year after year, we have more reports, more whistleblowers coming out talking about the aliens and spacecrafts and how we're not alone in the universe and how the government's trying to hide it all. And I think this year, last year, not long ago, there was this guy from he was a military guy, like top-ranked military guy, who apparently had an experience with one of those crafts. And it was a psychic one. And he's what he claimed is that the way those beings control those crafts and the way some humans can also control those crafts are through telekinesis, right? And you just mentioned, like, I had this experience when I was younger, and then my powers, quote unquote, start developing, and then we have those reports from those high-ranked military guys. Like, I cannot deny to sense there's some seed of truth in all of this. We just don't know how to explore it more, It's very interesting.
Well, they're hiding it because they don't want it out. They want the technology for themselves, and by they I mean the deep state or DARPA. Yeah.
Because they wanna, who controls this technology has an advantage at the war, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Whew. And that sucks, because I wanna see the aliens, man. If the government's hiding them, like, I don't see. There's this guy called Dr. Greer. Have you heard about him?
Yes, I know who he is. Yeah.
His whole approach is we talk to the aliens directly. We bypass the government. It has this whole how it's called again, something protocol that you meditate and you actually talk to the aliens. I never tried. I'm scared of it, to be honest. But
I meditate every day. I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah? How has it been working for you?
Well, it helps to clear their mind, especially if you're a writer or any sort of a creator, you're a musician. It's crucial, honestly, to being creative. It helps you get in touch with your muse. Really, it does.
How so?
Well, it clears your mind, because all of us have what the yoga instructors and meditation instructors call the monkey mind. You have a lot of stuff going on there. It's like a monkey just going around and blah, 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 blah. And he's always talking. You have to, you learn how to deal with him properly. And I always think of it as you're walking under an overpass. So on top of the overpass is your monkey mind, is everything you have on your mind right now. You know, the stuff you have to do the next hour, the next day, the next week, the next year, and you know, the family problems, it's all sitting up there. But then you slowly start walking. You're walking and you're not denying its existence. You're walking under